Hi, welcome back. The Barber Gamer here, and welcome back to a new video. And today we're going to talk about my settings, the setting that I've been using in Modern Warfare 2 recently. And yeah, so you can try out, see your game, see if it works better for you, if it works worse for you, and then yeah, do whatever you want. This is the setting that I've been using. So I've been playing mouse and keyboard recently. So my mouse, of course, and I use 5 sensitivity in game, and then have 800 DPI on the mouse, and my sensitivity multiplier is 0.85. I tried them all. 85 seems to be the perfect spot for me, and then I use one when it's focused. This one, I still don't know what does it even mean, so I keep a default because I can't understand what is the science behind it, and then I leave it how it is. I don't know. Gameplay. This one, I mean, this one is really how you like the most. I would recommend to use this one, apply all. So you click one and then it just goes, it applies all the armor by yourself. Even if you can't sprint anymore in this game, when you apply all the fucking armors, for some reason they removed that. And then I would use a single tap sprint. So you click one and then you just sprint straight away. Keep behind the really personal. And then we go through my controller settings. Of course, they're personal, but this one, what I using. So I use tactical as a, as a layout, so I can crouch straight away with with the analog. And then I don't use flip. I use normal. So I because I used to play no claw. I was using flip because I was playing with the bumper to aim and shoot. But since I moved to half claw, I prefer using the trigger instead. It's just feel more comfortable. This one off, the controller vibration, and this one is a big one because a lot of people have different opinion about this. I use them all as well. I tried them all. I used to, at some point I was using 2020. Is honestly, if you never tried 2020, you have to use 2020 as a controller because the game changes. It's so fun to use. It's just ridiculously fun. You're so fast. It feels like you play mouse and keyboard, but with aim assist on a controller. It's fun as fuck. I highly recommend to use that and have a try. I was using 2020 and 70 here. It's 2020 and 70 or 70 or 65 in as sensitivity multiplier. Highly recommend. Super fun to use. But now I'm using 661. This one is my default one. Are the best. Those that are saying, oh no, 9 is the best. Listen. I'm watching the pros, what they're using. They're all using 661, the majority, right? Everybody. Scamp use 661. I prefer following who does this as a professional job, and then listen to the best of all time in Call of Duty, and some random person then use 1212 and 92 because it sounds good. Now, it's personal, of course, as everything, but as much it can be personal, this one is the most consistent one, even because the aim assist works better when with low sensitivity than high sensitivity. So I would recommend to use that one, but that's your choice. And that's blah blah blah, all the same, blah blah. Prioritize. This one in Warzone 2, I recommend who's playing Warzone 2 to use prioritize to interact or tap to interact. It's up to you. Now, listen to this carefully, controller players, because recently they just add something that nobody asked, but they put it on because it's fun to do it. Add things in the game without even asking, and then put it on so that people get fucked. This one is a new one. I don't know what it is, but I think it's just the aim assist active. I use default. A lot of people use Black Ops because Black Ops apparently is broken, and then you have way more aim assist. I never tried it. Oh no, actually I tried once. You legit, I understand why the people use it because when you get the enemy, you click, that everything does for you pretty much. It's really strong aim assist. I don't use it just because it will fuck up my my muscle memory. I understand that people use it so it's easier, okay, but when they're gonna change it, because they're gonna change it, in fact I think they nerfed it already, it will fuck you up your muscle memory too, so you have to readapt your game, which is not fun to use. You use the default, so you're fine anyway. So this one is the new thing that they add, gyro aiming. I don't know what does it mean. Gyro, I think, is a restaurant, is a Greek restaurant, I think. It's absolutely terrible. I don't know why they add this. This one was to be on. All of this was to be on. Man, my aim was so fucked up. It was terrible. I couldn't understand why. I thought they fucked up the aim assist. They just removed the aim assist, or they just fuck it up. My aim was just uncontrollable. Like, it was, I don't know what it works, but be careful to this because they put it on by default. They'll put everything off because it just fucks you up. Aim response curve, I use dynamic. Is really, I don't know, even this one, I don't know what it is, but everybody use it. I started using this one dynamic years ago, and then I keep using this one. They add this one as well, instant, all of the things. I don't know what does even mean. I keep it default. Input zone here, I use 005. I think default is 010. I use 005 anyway, because that's what I use. Even if I have a bit stick drift is just fine. Tactical sprint behavior, I recommend to use single tap because I think by default is double tap. I recommend to use single tap, so you click once and you sprint. Even if this game it doesn't much sprint, I mean sprinting is not a big deal because you can't do anything. It's just boring. And what else? Yeah, the rest is default. Graphics. Now, graphic, you will see right now straight away that I'm not using 1890. Well, I don't use in 1920, but I use in 1600. Oh, 1600 by 900. It's just because when I play mouse and keyboard, I like the stretched visual because the enemy they look slightly bit bigger, and then I prefer it. I use this one on Valorant as well, and then I use this one on Apex when I play mouse and keyboard. I never tried to use this one on controller, to be fair, but when I use mouse and keyboard, I use this thing, so it stretch a bit more the enemies, and then I like it because it gives you this old school vibes kind of look at the games, and then I like it. So I really highly recommend to use it, and then it gives you way more frame in a game that is incredible optimized, right? You know, it gives you a bit more frame than already because this game has no optimized, giving me shitty frame. With this one, it gives me way more frame, and that is way better. You know, I get in multiplayer now. Sometimes I get 200, 220 frames, which never happened to me. Quality. This one is a good one because a lot of people use Fidelity FX. I'm not using Fidelity FX. People use Fidelity FX with 60, 65. This one strength. Then I don't know what does it mean. And SMAAT2X. I'm using off. Turn it off. It looks better for me. And then I use Filmic. So easy as it is. That's how I do it. And then all the rest is all on low. Apart this one, streaming quality normal. Shadow map resolution, I use normal, and those choose because when I put this one too low, my frame drops, and then this one, when it is too low, my frame drops too for some reason. So I just leave it as it is. This one is another one off on boost. I understand how this one works, but I don't think it works how it's intended in this game, so I keep it on, but I don't think it makes much difference. Whatever you choose is all the same. It feels like. Field of view, I use 110. I tried 120, I tried 115, I tried 100, I tried 105. I think 110 is the best for me. It feels you have enough visual, but not that much as 120. I think it's too much for me because my monitor is really washed out and I can't see enemies long range when it's to 120. I really struggle with 110 too, especially in some sort of color like the orangish, you know, like sand color and stuff like that. Because it's washed out the game, it's washed out my monitor. It just looks really, everything looks the same, and then it's 120. I can't see it. On top of that, I use affected. This one is one of the good addition to the game in Modern Warfare 2019. Is a really clever way to, it's a clever thing that they added on, and then I loved it. Affect is really good. I really highly recommend to switch from independent to affected, especially if you're a mouse and keyboard player. Is way better affected because you have no visual recoil. Even if the recoil is the same, but the visual recoil is different. So you don't try to overcompensate the recoil because you see how it looks like, what it should look like. This one all the same, field of view, and this one is the thing that I changed recently because by default is 100%, but apparently if you put 50 is better, so I put 50. Audio, the best thing in the game. This one is the best thing in the game. You can hear everything in this game. It's beautiful. So listen guys, audio, for how much we can be a nerd on this thing, all the audio is crap. So regardless of what you use, they're all shit. So use wherever you like, wherever. I use PC because it seems to be the much louder. I can hear more, but they're all shit. They're all terrible. I use PC. I put 60, whatever, because the game, it doesn't work. The audio, I don't know who is in the audio designer team in this Call of Duties. Who is? In Warzone 1, we had the crazy shit audio. This game has a crazy shit audio. Every last few games have a crazy shit audio. What the fuck is going on? I think the only audio that was decent was in Cold War. The rest were all crap. Vanguard had a crap audio. Warzone 1 had a crap audio. 2019, Modern Warfare 2019 had a crap audio. Warzone 2 has a crap audio. The audio is terrible. The audio queue is terrible. You can understand if the steps comes from above or below. You can understand if the steps come from right or left side. It's just funny as fuck. The audio designer, I don't know what's going on in that headquarters in Activision, but definitely they can't hear properly. And yeah, proximity chat, voice chat all off, because I don't like to listen to weird people talking and screaming as weird people as they are, so I keep it all off. Interface, here it is an interesting thing that I will recommend to you. So one of it is this one. I need to put to red, actually. To put the neutral, put it to red, so when the people ping, you can see the ping instead of being white and red. Then I change this one to yellow just because it looks better. And then the color intensity, more color intensity, I put everything to, I blast everything to max so I can see, because my monitor is washed out, so I need it. What I recommend to use, this one is a thing that I look at it from another YouTube guy. Then he had a really good point, and then it's really interesting. If you go here, you put crosshair, put the crosshair off. The reason is, he's gonna remove this one. The crosshair follow the motion of your character and your aim and your weapon. So if the weapon goes up, it follows the motion of everything. If you climb, if you do things, it just follows the motion of everything. Turn this one off, and then instead go all the way down to center dot and put the center dot on. Now you can decide if you want a larger. I mean, if you want default, the small one, larger or largest. The reason why is that you're gonna keep just this one, basically, just the little dot in the middle. You're gonna remove this little lines around the crosshair, basically, and then the dot will be static in the middle. And then when you move the aim, the dot move exactly where your aim goes, really statically, so it doesn't follow any sort of a motion that a weapon gets when you aim. It just moves like really static. It's amazing, because where you aim is your aim should be better by doing this. And then I really like this. I didn't know it existed, so it's a really good point. I would recommend to try it because it looks really good. Minimap, put it square. By default is round. I don't know why they still doing it. Just put it square, it's just better. And then yeah, the rest is all default. So this is my setting. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, do the things that every YouTuber do. So subscribe, come on my Twitch so we can talk on Twitch. We have a good chat. And nothing, try everything and then let me know how you feel with it. Okay, have a great day and see you soon. Bye.